Hey everyone, this is Ben with Cholinergic Urticaria.net, and in this video what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the specifics of my diet. In the last video I talked to you about how I kind of stumbled on this diet. You know, I've had this Hives issue for several years and I was trying different allergy elimination diets, and I kind of began keeping a diary and everything like that. And so in this video I'm going to tell you the specifics, and at the end I'm going to show you some photos in a sort of slideshow so you can see the actual food that I eat, the way it looks on the plate, and some of the brands and so forth that I buy. First of all, I'm just going to say, why does the diet work? I don't know why it works. It just works. And the difference before I tried the diet versus after is unbelievable. Before I did the diet, I was breaking out in hives all the time. I could not do anything physically exerting without getting flushing and stinging and prickling. I would get stomach cramps. I would sometimes get eczema or all these weird itchy bumps on my hands or on my elbow. And when I tried the diet, and it took some trial and error, but when I finally got on this specific diet, it all went away. My stomach cramps went away, my eczema rashes and skin cleared up, and on top of that, my hives, which is the most important thing, finally went away. My diet makes up probably 90 to 95% of why I think my hives went away. Maybe 5% some of the other things I do, I would estimate, and I'll talk about that in another video, but I'm not sure why it works. It just works. Now it does cut out most of the major food allergies. It cuts out eggs, shrimp or fish. It cuts out wheat. It cuts out all those sorts of allergens that are the big allergens out there, you know, because it's just turkey, rice, and so forth. It takes about 3 to 5 weeks on the diet to see a difference. And that's a point I want to stress, because it took me 3 to 5 weeks the first time I did it. Now that I'm on the diet all the time, if I go through a period where I have a cheat meal, then, and the only foods I'll ever cheat with, by the way, I may every once in a while have like some veggie chips, maybe like some fruit roll-ups, maybe some craisins or something like that. Every once in a while I have something like a steak without, you know, anything too major with it there. And when I do that, I know I can't do it too much because my hives will come back. So I'll get back on my diet. And if I stray from this diet, my hives can and will come back. If I eat crazy all the time, they can come back severely. And if I stay on this diet, they stay gone. I've done that several times. I've tried some experiments where I've eaten food again, and the hives did start to kind of get prickly. And so that's something I want to stress too, but it takes time. You're not going to notice a difference in just a couple of days on this diet in most cases. It's going to take you time. And I've heard some people report on the Cholinergic.net website that diet has played a role in their hives, and a couple of people have confirmed that when they went on a new diet or cut out some of the things, that their hives dramatically improved. Now, I can't say that this works for everyone, but if you try the diet the full term, exactly like I say, for 3 to 5 weeks, I would appreciate it if you would let me know either yes, it worked, or no, it did not. I know it works for me. Another thing I want to say that's really hard about this diet is eating out. You know, that by far is the most aggravating thing. Is like everyone wants to go out to eat. You know, I'll go to church and be like, hey, you want to go out to eat after church? I'm like, no, because the thing is, I only eat these certain foods, and I have to stay on this diet strictly. And if I go out to a restaurant, the problem with restaurants is cross-contamination. You don't know what ingredients they used. They might have, you know, cooked something with milk and wheat and stuff, and then they're going to cook your food on it or whatever. And so that's a real problem, and a real aggravation is people always want to invite you over to their house to eat, or they want to invite you out. And it's sort of weird having this diet, but you know, it works so well. And I've suffered so badly with this hives thing for over a decade of my life, on and off, that I'm sticking with the diet. So I have to turn around those invitations. I haven't been out to a restaurant in probably about 2 or 3 years now, I guess, since I've pretty much been on the diet. It's not for everyone. I don't know if it'll help your hives or not. And again, I appreciate the feedback, but you know, if you've got diabetes, then you might have to alter this diet, because I do pour some maple syrup on my white rice. If you are a vegetarian, for example, well, I eat turkey in this meal, so you might have to modify that. I'm not sure how you would really get all the protein you need if you do cut out turkey, but I know that some people are vegetarians and they feel strong conviction about that. So if that's, you know, if that's your preference in life, then you're going to have to find a different way to do it. Also, if you notice any of the foods in this list or on this specific diet give you any kind of trouble, if you're noticing some stomach pain, diarrhea, constipation, if you notice you know, your eye starts twitching and you get some canker sores or any of those signs of potential food allergies, or if your hives escalate and they're a little bit more severe, then there could be something in this diet that you personally are allergic to. Everything in this diet seems to work well with me, but you know, if it doesn't work for you, you may want to pursue the allergy elimination thing a little more and maybe experiment with some other foods to see. And how I prepare it. Okay, what I eat, first of all, my main meal is I'll take a turkey breast. I usually buy the Honeysuckle brand, and what I'll do is I'll stick it in the refrigerator and let it thaw out, and then I'll stick it in a crock pot with a little bit of water, and I usually peel sweet potatoes. I just buy them from the produce section of the store, and so I put sweet potatoes and turkey in a crock pot, and I turn that on usually about 6 p.m. at night. I turn it on low, and by the next morning, about 6 or 7 a.m., it's usually done. And you can use a turkey thermometer, or a meat thermometer, to check and make sure that it's done, but that's what I do. And then I'll take broccoli and either boil it or steam it, and I'll put that together. That's my main meal: turkey, sweet potato, and broccoli. And the broccoli is just Bluebird brand. I buy it in the freezer section, and I keep it in the freezer at my house, and then I cook it as needed. I'll eat that meal several times per day. I usually only eat 1 sweet potato a day though, but I might eat 2 to 3 servings of broccoli, just depending on, you know, how I feel. But I'll eat turkey, sometimes even warm up turkey by itself throughout the day, but that's what I eat several times per day. Anytime I get hungry, I eat that, and then I'll eat my rice. Now with rice, I only buy white rice, the minute rice kind. So that's the only kind that seems to work well with me. I've tried, you know, cheaper forms of rice that you have to cook yourself and so forth, but the minute rice you only have to cook for 5 minutes because they pre-boil it. And that's the kind that tastes the most high quality. It doesn't leave an aftertaste in my mouth. And so that's the kind I buy. I drizzle real maple syrup on it. It's just a great value brand, but it's real maple syrup. It costs about $8 a bottle. It's not $7 or $8 a bottle. It's not cheap. But I'll drizzle a little bit on there, and that may sound gross, but actually just white rice that's cooked with a little drizzle of maple syrup on it, and you can put as much as you want, but watch the sugar content because it is high in sugar. But I'll put that on my maple syrup, and it actually tastes delicious. My wife doesn't have hives, but she actually eats that with almonds because she likes it so much. So I'll eat the turkey and then the white rice as many times a day as I want. I only drink water. I don't add any seasoning, salt, anything. That's just how I eat it. And I'll eat that several times per day. Now the third thing that I'll eat is smoothies, and that's where I get my fruits in. And that consists of bananas, strawberries, and blueberries. That's all that consists of. I usually take about 1 really large banana or maybe 2 medium-sized bananas, put it in a blender, put about 4 medium-sized to large strawberries, and then about 1/4 of a cup of blueberries. And I maybe add like a tablespoon of water, and I just mix that up, and I put it on the blender, blend it up, and it makes just a fruit smoothie. Tastes delicious. I love them. Everyone who's ever had them, you know, loves them. They don't have any added sugar, any milk, dairy, anything. It's just the fruit mixed up, and it actually tastes really good. I usually eat 1 to 2 of those per day, and that helps keep me feeling full. All these foods are pretty high in fiber. You have to watch out how many fiber foods you eat a day, because it can cause bloating and gas if you eat too much fiber. But all these foods are pretty high in fiber, and you know, you get your servings of fruits and vegetables this way, and meat, and then rice is the grain. And that's all I eat. Only drink water. So that's my diet. That's what I do on a daily basis. And again, it's going to take you 3 to 5 weeks if you try this to fully know whether or not it works for you. Always talk to your doctor first. Now, that's going to pretty much wrap up this video. And I'm going to show you the slides here in a moment, and you'll see the pictures of what the food looks like prepared on my plate. And then in the next video, I'm going to talk a little bit about some other ways that you can help your hives with some of the products that I'm going to recommend or tell you that I've tried. And I'll go through several things such as a shower filter and so forth. So you'll want to stay tuned for that. So thank you so much for watching.